such an asshole.
Good evening, late night Cappy. We got an email request from a young man, and we're going to address his individual situation. I'm going to draw a general rule for all you boys to follow. Sorry for the long essay, but it's the only way I can summarize the situation. And what's great about foreigners, you're like, I apologize for my English, and I apologize for the length of this email. Then it's like one of the most crisp written emails, and it's succinct. It's like, dude, you did fine. Hello, Cappy. I'd like to remain anonymous. I'm a 23-year-old Indian male. I'm currently a college student, will graduate next year in December with a degree in accounting. My dad, who's 66 years old, wants and encourages me to be an entrepreneur and wants us to get into real estate. Not you, not him, you guys. He also wants me to finish college as well. My dad doesn't like paying rent. He pays half and I pay half, and says paying a mortgage would be cheaper. The goal would be to own a rental property, have the tenant cover the rent, and then sell the house within a few months. Is this his get-rich-quick scheme? Oh, boy. My dad has a history of either owning a gas station or a convenience store. He would either buy an existing business or create one, run it for a few months or a year, and then sell it. But in 2015, he lost his business and went broke. So he is not a bad businessman. He's worse than it. He is a failed businessman. He told me his greatest mistake was not selling the business when he got an offer. Why? Here, just dumb question I got. If you're going to buy a business, wouldn't you own it for the profits it generates? Because it's like flipping a business. Like flipping houses, I can understand if you're a carpenter and you put sweat equity in it and you get paid when you cash out, like you improve the house. But just trading in and out of businesses, so your dad knows how to buy and sell businesses. He does not know how to run them. He is not only a bad businessman, but a failed businessman. He told me Graves was not selling that. He didn't sell it due to me and my sister being young and how hard it would be to move around. Then he shouldn't have bought it. He's not only a bad businessman, he's a failed businessman. Fast forward to the current year, he's working as, we don't mention it's too identifiable. While the job is easy, he doesn't want to work under someone who wants to make more money. Well, nothing's stopping him. He wants to start a venture in real estate with me. So not only a bad businessman, but a failed businessman wants to start a real estate venture with you, meaning he wants to use your credit because he probably has no credit because that's still within the 7 years that he filed for bankruptcy or whatever bad stuff is on his credit report. He wants to use you for your credit. All right. I'm sorry, I don't know any other way to put this as asshole consulting. Your dad is very likely trying to use you. Maybe not even consciously, maybe not even maliciously, but he's definitely at a semi-conscious at best level using you. All right. No, you don't get into business with failed businessmen. Okay. Now I understand. Now let's use the correct terms. You and your dad, let's say you guys decide, because Chris Beckloff lives with his dad, and sometimes, you live with your parents and it's all right. You didn't mention a mom. I could see this is all the family you got. Culturally speaking, you also live with your family in Asian cultures. That's more common. And let's say you plan to stay in that area for a while. So you and your dad decide, okay, we'll pool our equity together. We'll buy a house 50-50. It'll be a duplex or a triplex. We'll live in one of the units. We'll rent out the other unit to another individual. That way you're saving on rent right off the bat. And then we have our subsidized our living and our property taxes and insurance and all the other expenses that come with rental property will be subsidized by rental income. All right. And if you plan on staying there for several years, your dad's good for the we're not going crazy. We're not going gangbusters. Okay. But then and then sell the house within a few months. No, that's a dumb idea. If for any other reason, the realty fees. What do you think? You think that property is going to appreciate in value that much that you could just quick and flip? That's the dumbest thing of your dad doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. And you should not get into business with him. If you were to buy a duplex or a triplex, live in it for a long time, like 5 to 10 years with your dad, you guys save up on you rebuild your dad's retirement. 66. Dude should be retiring. Oh, let me guess. He didn't save for retirement either. So he's a bad businessman, a failed businessman, and he's a bad guy with finances. That's the only fantasy is like you'd have the house that you guys would live in. This is even assuming you want to live in that area. Because if you don't want to live in the area, the answer is no. But I don't know if that's the right choice because one, I'm close to graduating from, you didn't put from in there, you're graduating college and only a rental prep would restrict my job opportunities. Yep, there you go. No, the answer is no. You will not go into business with him. No. Scared from seeing my dad fail and end up broke even stuck with debt if it fails. Yep, that's what's going to happen to you. You mark my words. That is what is going to happen to you. The state of the economy as it is right now, if someone is willing to buy a house if we sell. Yeah, but you got to buy the house first, and then you got to put the risk of your equity in there. And then what your dad has this dream that you're going to turn around and flip it for 100% profit in 3 months. The capital, even Trump can't print off the money that fast to inflate housing prices. Trump and Obama combined with an extra dose of George Bush Jr. couldn't get housing prices to go up that quickly. No, you're not doing it. No, this is the classic case of the parents loving themselves more than their children. I'm sorry to tell you, sir, your dad loves himself more than you. And he's willing to risk your capital and your not to mention your future so that he might have some equity in a home. Too bad for him. And you are tying your hands behind your back. You went to school for all this time from 5 years old to 25. Right? You have a shot at becoming a good bookkeeper and then maybe getting your CPA and making some good money. And your dad restricting you what if you got a great job offer in, I don't know, Tampa, Florida. Everyone likes Tampa. St. Petersburg, Florida. Oh, you can't go because your dad. No, you're not getting it. No. Well, I can't force you, but I would say no. But I owe him. My dad is a widower. What? You owe him? Why do you owe him? Did he fuck? Did he not use a condom? Are the consequences of having sex without a condom children sometimes? That you don't owe him. I know this is traditional Asian culture and Middle Eastern culture. And then who else? Mediterranean, Italian, Spain, manana attitude, not in the United States. No. You could certainly help out your dad, but you do not destroy your own finances and your future to do so. You're going to be of no help to him if you guys buy the wrong property and you both go bankrupt and he goes bankrupt a second time. You need to go out and make money as an accountant. That's what you went to school for. Then you might be able to help out your dad. Like, Dad, I can employ you as a part-time bookkeeper or something. That's how you're going to help out your dad if you want to help him. You lending him your equity and your credit and your good name for him to piss over because he is, once again, not only a bad businessman, but a failed businessman and someone who failed to save for retirement. And you being born into the world, and unfortunately your mom passing away, that has no bearing on what's in your best long-term financial interests. My mom died when I was young. I remember my dad worked long hours and come back to take care of me and my sister with barely any sleep. It hurts to see him suffer. Bad things happen. I know this. Just because bad things happen doesn't mean you shoot yourself in the foot with bad decisions. You're not going to help your dad if you make bad financial choices yourself. You will help him more by becoming a CPA, maybe buying a duplex yourself that he manages. Once you have enough money saved like Dad, you can manage the duplex, live in it for cheap rent, find tenants and keep the property in shape. But not everyone wins the lottery. Bad things happen. The trick is to minimize the bad things from spreading. He wants to do something else, but I'm restricting him due to my cowardice and selfishness. No, that is not cowardice. That is not selfishness. No. You're being actually very brave telling your dad no. Takes a lot for a younger man to do that and tell his dad no. All right? Because you love him. But you got to do what's in selfishness. You are not selfish for not being taken advantage of, for not getting into another bad business decision. My dad doesn't want me to worry and is carefree. I stress myself out thinking about this every day. Well, I just told you not to worry about it. You're going to go and get an accounting job wherever you want. ideally, hopefully get your CPA. And that's how you're going to help out your dad long-term. And with you out of the house, here's another thing. Your dad has already done the hard stuff. And certainly you may want to help out your dad down the road. But if it's just is your sister younger than you? I don't know if he should be able to handle it. A single guy should be able to take care of himself, even if he is 60s. And now if he's disabled, no, of course not. But if he's working as that job, I lived off of that income for a while, quite some time actually. You want to help your dad, don't be a burden to him, and don't go down on a sinking ship with him. And don't let him get into another sinking ship, let alone with your money. And he's carefree. Well, okay, obviously, I really like your opinion in this matter regarding I pick the one that's most convenient. Do you even know where? I asked him, do you even know where you want to live when you graduate? If so, where? What kind of career do you want? Not your dad, you. I don't have an answer to any of them. I've just been going with the flow. Well, people who go with the flow usually get up shit creek. You better get a plan together. I just wanted to feel that pays well, so I just don't end up poor. Good. That's very good. But you are now reaching that summit. And now there are other summits available to you. I recommend the CPA. Dude, you get your CPA and you work hard, you're not going to have to worry that much. And you're almost already there. You're not going to have to worry about your finances. You'll make a good living as an accountant. It'll be flashing cash, but you'll be fine. But you're not going to be going into business with your dad. You can ignore my advice. I don't care. I got paid, but I have spoken. Now, here's the larger point I want to point out to you young men out there. Whether your parents want to go into cahoots, you never go into business with friends. You never go into business with family. You just don't, unless it's the mafia. But in general, I thought this was going to be more of a real business venture, not really, just rental property. Again, not against it if you do it right and you're going to live there. But young men and young women, unless you are a wunderkind like Bill Gates or an Elon Musk or a Jeff Bezos, where you have rich parents, by the way, already. Interesting fact about those guys. And you have something that is truly revolutionary. You guys who all I want to go into entrepreneurship. It could be real estate investing. It could be drop shipping or whatever it is. You probably shouldn't go into business because you haven't worked in the real world yet. You haven't even supported yourself yet. Now, if you got a great business idea and you think you can make a go at it, I'm not telling you not to do it. But for the most part, most of you are too young and inexperienced to know all the ins and outs of just starting a business. If you don't know what an LLC is, you're not starting a business. If you don't know why you get an LLC or you don't know how to do basic accounting, well, you do. You're not starting a business. And the reason, on top of not only because you don't know what you're doing, you don't know what a good business idea is. What it really boils, not you, but I'm talking about everyone else that's listening. The reason most young men want to go into business is because you don't want to work hard. You think it's going to be easier. Over the long haul, if you get a good business idea, yes, it will be easier because working for a boss is just the most inefficient way to wealth, the most inefficient way to an easy job. And it isn't going to be an easy job. It's just enjoyable because you're working for yourself. It's less painful. But you guys don't have any experience in any field, period. So you wouldn't even know what business to start. And it's the difference between an engineer who wants to start a business and a business major who wants to start a business. The business major is just a lazy fuck who doesn't want to work hard. Oh man, I'm going to drop ship and sales. I'm going to do leveraging. I'm going to do stock options trading. Those are all your douchebag entrepreneurs. Okay. That was a Mark Cuban quote, not mine. The real entrepreneurs are the ones who work in a field for at least 5 years, master that field and know it like the back of their hand, and then they find an inefficiency or they come up with an idea to make some aspect of that industry way more efficient or better or profitable. And then they go and they run because they have the experience and they know and they have the know-how and the familiarity within that industry. And all you young, recently just got your first pube punks. Oh, I'm going to start a business, man. I'm going to major in entrepreneurship, which is the first sign you're going to be a failed entrepreneur is if you major in entrepreneurship. But in general, if you are a young man, young men don't make entrepreneurs. Young women don't. Oh, and women have their own equivalent to this. I'm a businesswoman. No, a multi-level marketing scam selling oils or wine or cheese is not a business. I'm a businesswoman. No. You're a 1099er. Yes. You are an online personality. Yes. You are a webcam girl and you show your boobies to people. You're not a businesswoman. Okay. I'll even say Sheryl Sandberg is a real businesswoman. She actually goes and does it. Yay. She's a fun person. Well, I'd rather hang out with the webcam girl, frankly. I'll just tell you. But these are not businesses. Even Asshole Consulting is barely a business. It's like a lemonade stand on the internet. I mean, that's the level of business. But I want to start a real legit business. Let's see if you can do consulting and contracting and 1099 work first. And there's nothing wrong with that. It is a business technically. But I want to be an entrepreneur. When I think entrepreneur, I think, Kevin O'Leary, I think is his name. Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank. I think of real entrepreneurs. Okay. I don't think like I buy stuff from China. I sell it for more in the United States, dude. No, that's not entrepreneur. So not speaking to your individual situation, is owning rental property technically make you a businessman? Yes. But I wouldn't call that entrepreneurship. I wouldn't call that a venture. I'd call that a gamble that your dad's in. But who knows? Maybe you get a great job as an accountant in the town that your dad's living in, and you don't mind living with your dad. You want to, okay, then maybe you buy a property and you rent out a room to him really cheap. But you do not put his name, do not co-sign a loan with that guy. No, absolutely not. Kevin Cobra, failed business. Yes. File for bankruptcy. You are a failure. Yes. Andrew S. for $2. Dad is giving more red flags than a Chinese parade. Yep. I sensed ego too. Like he's got to make he wants to make more money. Well, why doesn't he go back to school? He's working a gig where he can study while he's working a lot. He could learn a new trade, but no, dude, bro. He's old. Dude, bro, I want to get into business. Krillin for $2. I owned a restaurant at 25. I'm now with my parents at 40. Yep. See, Krillin's, I wanted to do that too when I was younger. Like, I always wanted to run a nightclub. I thought me and my buddy, we're going to run a nightclub because there's some really good nightclubs in the Twin Cities. We thought it'd be so much fun. And now being older, well, just looking at it, the nightclub industry has died because millennials and Gen Zers is all on the phone now. You meet up on the phone. Millennials had no money, so that they had the Great Recession. That really, and at least in Minneapolis, people will burn your place down. Dodged a bullet there. Julius Alexander for $5. My friend wanted me to start a pawn shop with him. I said, no. He then got all quiet. Did you sing the female no song? Atham with the soup. You're just doing that to piss me off. I'm not letting it bother me, man. I'm not letting it bother me. You are the mosquito at night that will not bother me. You will not bother me. Cortez Ketz. New guy for $5. I could go to school free for a 2-year licensure program to become a physical therapist assistant. Field is growing. Get in. Faster than nursing, 40% through 2019 to 2029. And you know all those figures are bullshit, right, Cortez? Let's help out Cortez. He was kind enough to give me $5. Let's at least do him this. He's not going to be a physical therapist. It's the physical therapy assistant. Ooh, after 10 years, you'll make 50 grand a year. That's $23.55 an hour. Ooh, you'll make as much as a babysitter. What? Physical therapy is already kind of like, Physical therapy assisted, like just become a janitor, man. Just why? Hang on. What do physical therapists make? I think it's like a doctoral program, and they don't make that much for going to school for 48 years. Yeah, 89,000 doctoral or professional. Dude, if I'm going to school for 8 years, I am making more than 89 grand a year. And that's median. Yeah, if Good for you, dude. Yay, you are completely average. You went for the assistant. Why don't you become a dental hygienist? It's 2 years, then they pay more, right? I think you should aim higher. It's a great stepping stone. Like if you want to become a physical therapist, but even that's 8 years. That just, no, I don't want to. Bacon 223. At the goddamn bacon.com. I should download some of your stuff. Bacon, just so you know, I don't know if any of you guys play video games, but I bought Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus. And I was going to play it last night. I was just in not a happy mood. And so I was kind of looking through the reviews and people say, yeah, until he loses his head and they reattach it to a body. I'm like, what? And then I watched the video. I'm like, I don't want to play this game anymore. I'm not in the mood for gore and weird shit like that. And so I was like, I need to listen to some funnier, happy stuff. And I'm like, oh, I should listen to Bacon because he's got a happy podcast. That's at thegoddamnbacon.com, by the way, for any of you guys listening in. David Little, I hate when family use you as a loan reference. Yeah. Mike the Technician, for $10, you need 10 years combined experience as a technical operations or sales grunt, then some kind of consultant, then a low-level executive before I have any shot in hell of running any kind of new venture. Exactly. But, the teachers lie to the kids because you kids just love your teachers so much because they tell you what you want to hear, which is an entire lie, and they ruin your lives. They set your expectations way up here, and then it's crushed down. But you, oh my God, my teacher was so amazing because she told me what I wanted to hear, even though it ruined my life. And then these kids come out thinking like, I could do anything. I can. And then they try their business and they lose money, and then it's all over. And then it's all the evil white man's fault, or the patriarchy, or the corporations, or the 1%. Always love those movies where the banks we're going to foreclose on your property, and it's the evil bad banks. It's like, no. You, the failed entrepreneur, stole the money from the people who lent it to you otherwise, and you signed a contract that said, if you don't pay us, we get to collect that back. But they're the evil banks. Yeah. All I want to do is take other people's money and not pay it back. I'm the victim. Peter Wiggett for $2.70. How do I become the next Jeff Bezos, dude? Bro, help. Have an insanely high IQ and have rich parents. And then come up with a really good idea. And then get lucky a little bit. Krillin, $8.76, $5. Teaching entrepreneurship is like trying to teach someone how to choke it. You figure it out on your own. What's funny is they got like doctoral programs in entrepreneurship. Like, man, if you are a doctoral candidate or you're getting your doctorate in entrepreneurship, just end it. Okay. Just normally I'm not one for advocating suicide, but just admit you're not going to provide anything to society. You're not going to produce anything of value. Just say you don't want to try it life. And then really ask yourself, do you really want to be here? Like, do you? Or you don't even just go on welfare and collect a check and get fat and eat Doritos. All right. We got some different people here. Hero 7th place, $5. Hi, I opened a massage therapy office. Advice. Well, first, it's too late. You've opened up the office, so you've obviously signed a lease. The second thing is get as many clients as you can. Good luck. If it doesn't work in a year, close it. And in the meantime, if you want estimates, go to the local library. Maybe not local, man, have to be a bigger library. And look up Risk Management Associates, RMA data. And it'll show you the average income statement of massage therapy offices. And they'll probably be the lowest income because you're just starting. So it'll be the lowest quintile, I think they go by. They go based off of revenue. So since you're starting up, you're going to look at the smallest ones. And you could see what you could expect to make. And then hopefully you aim for more than that. That's it. Okay. Questions, answers. assholeconsulting.com. Remember, October is Black Man's Guide Out of Poverty Month. If you happen to know a young black gentleman or an old black gentleman, any guy who's black, as long as he's black and he's got a penis, get him this book if he wants to get out. And he's in poverty. That was the other thing. Get this book, get him out of poverty, because this book will do more to help our fellow black men than any decades worth of government Democrat social spending has, because it hasn't helped them worth jack shit. All right, there you go. Questions, answers, assholeconsulting.com. See you guys later. Toodles.